Hello there. I was watching the Daily Show. What's the guy's name? Um, I don't really like his comedy. I don't know. It, 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 it was him and silly Billy Willie Gate, that gay guy, the Gates guy, that guy. And he was sitting there having a conversation, and I could tell that he didn't really believe what he was saying, which was I was astounded by. But it made me want to fucking barf into a bucket, and then ask him if he would like to eat it, because I just listening to someone and just watching them talk. I'm like, how does he continually talk? How does he do this? How do people? How are there? Do you know anyone? I have a legitimate question for everyone here. I think it's a legitimate question. It might not be. You can call it illegitimate if you like. Um, who trusts or respects Billy Silly Gates? Who? Who? Do you know anybody? Have you ever met anyone that thinks that what he's saying is even um, like other than like I'm just wondering who's listening to this fucking guy. What did he give you? He gave you uh, micro, tiny, soft wiener. Was that what it? Microsoft, because they make that joke about that. And then he gave you a virus on the computer because that's how the company works. They play both sides of the game. So when and where did he get his? I mean, I don't really care about people with or without doctorate degrees. I'm happy to say I'm not in any way a doctor. Um, would I call myself a scientist? Perhaps. It doesn't take. There's. I think most everybody here is probably a scientist. But I'm wondering how. It was the Daily Show. I'm wondering how they had a conversation and why whatever the guy's name. I don't watch it that often. I wonder why he wasn't like, hey Bill, why don't you come to where I am, or why don't I come? Because I think what would happen is he would probably punch him in his face. I think he would. He wants to, but he won't because well, somebody's gonna pay for his he's got a job. He wants to he probably makes I don't know how much you make to be the host of the Daily Show, but apparently the only thing that keeps people from um, I think snapping Bill Gates' neck. I think the only thing is that he's worth a lot of monies, but in fact he seems to be um, an, if there are any people here, humans, whatever you like to call yourself, um, he seems to be what I think you'd call like an enemy of humanity. Like he's doing everything he can to like how is he so important? Why how exactly? And what is his like? What's the goal? What's the purpose? I don't how much power, control, and shit did somebody really want? And I'm hmm. uh, Somebody was suggesting we live in a computer simulation. I don't know about that. Perhaps I suppose it's one you could but I mean I guess in some way you'd have to think maybe perhaps we do because how ridiculous this is that we have people that I don't think um, are worthy of even breathing the same. Um, I don't know if you call it oxygen or air or ether. I don't know. I feel like it's being wasted on them. Just the way I feel about it. And I still have. I've heard a few people that kind of uh, they trust what he's saying. How? Why? It's so. I really, I don't know where did this. Why is the great Doctor Fauci? Where did he come from? All of a sudden, never in the history of this planet, this realm, this world, was there ever that dude didn't exist, and then all of a sudden, he's he's uh, uh, telling people how they should act and respond, and he's also very exceptionally confusing. One day he tells you masks don't even do anything. Then the next day he's like, well, maybe you should wear one. Then the next day he goes, well, you should also wear goggles. And then I've seen him at a baseball game. I don't know. I didn't see him there like personally. It was on here, and he wasn't wearing a mask or goggles. And I was like, didn't he say that? Why was he sitting next to someone? He was within 6 feet of someone, sitting next to them, not wearing a mask and not wearing goggles. And I wondered if he's such a specialist on understanding disease. Oh wait, no, viruses. Oh, that's right. That's something different. Is a disease a virus, or is it a? I don't know. It depends who you're asking. If he knows it so well, why in the beginning did he not tell everyone that they should wear a face mask? Wouldn't that have seemed like the point that should have happened? If it was so exceptionally truthful and serious and honest. What did he just figure out? Like he's the great wizard doctor guy, and it took him how many months before he started to tell people to wear goggles. And then soon enough, they'll be like, "Oh, you should also wear rubber gloves, mask, rubber glove, and goggles." Like what? What? I didn't sign up to be a doctor. You did, and then you're not even following your own guidelines. Seems like your procedures and your pathology is almost pathetic. Almost. I guess. Yes, is very. And I say this with all of. It might be looking dry, like the humor is a little bit difficult, but I just don't. I don't. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm stupid. But how in the hell were we told months and months ago to wear a mask? Then we're told to put on. Like I don't get it. Like which one is it, buddy? Well, why didn't he know? I thought he was good at this. I thought he knew what was going on. Hmm. Does anybody here? Can anybody stand to do the math with me? The logic, the progression of what in the is going on, y'all. Who thinks? Who feels? Like, are there two of those people should be telling everyone on this, at least in America, but it seems like the entire world is somehow going, yeah, seems like a great idea. I don't know. Hmm. Here's a question. Where did the idea come from that when a male baby comes out of the womb, that what should happen is they should have their genitals mutilated? You realize that that's an absolute wow. You can't, if you were to what if you were to mutilate a woman's genitals? That was a thing in certain countries apparently. That's looked down upon. That's frowned upon very much. But it's okay if like dude comes out like maybe let's just chop up his dick. Remember how funny it was when they made the news about what was it, Lorraine Bobbitt or something, that she cut off some dude's dick and drove around in a car with his dick. I don't know, whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, and everybody was making jokes about it. I'm like, why is that funny? But if somebody told you that they kicked a woman in her vaginal region, that would be not pleasant idea. Or what about if you were to just cut off her clitoris or her vagina? Would that be funny to anyone ever? I mean, it's funny to think about, why it sounds like a rampant, um, what do we call it? Mm, it's like that feminizing that, oh no, to be, that's okay. That's okay. That we would slice up someone. Why? What was the purpose? Some people would tell you it's because the dick wouldn't be clean. Well, no, that's not how that works. Why would if you believe in God, then what did he do? What did that uh, God figure? Well, some people like to say God was a black woman. I don't know, or maybe he was a white man. I don't know. Depends on what your belief is. I don't really. I think if there is a God, it'd probably be androgynous. And I don't think that creator would have fucked up so bad and just put extra skin on your penis region if it wasn't there for a reason. I mean, somebody had once asked the question, why do men have nipples? I mean, most women have, the reason women have nipples is so they can give birth and you can milk them and give nutrition to a child. But what is the purpose for men's nipples? Look that up. Go for it. Put in your favorite browser, why do men have nipples? Well, welcome to whoever's here. The six of you. It's a pleasure. I guess I'll keep this one short, since again, no one is saying anything. Even though I've asked you a bunch of questions, nobody could answer any of them. Are you all embarrassed because you know people that that find those characters I was speaking about to they're like, well, yeah, professionals, of course. Does that embarrass you that you know people like that? Should it? Are they uneducated or miseducated? What's up, time? They say if you read the newspaper, if you don't read, then you're uninformed. But if you read the newspaper or books, you're misinformed. Who's writing the books? Uh, who's writing the news? Hmm. What is good? Most things are pretty excellent and good. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, most of it. I'm just finding it challenging. It's make it. I know. I didn't do that. It, it, are you more frustrated and sick with the whole charade and game that those people are playing? Was it not well enough that people have decided that money is more important than love and friends and family? Oh, is that the beginning of it, or is it the fact that there are people chopping off um, babies' genitals and then sticking needles in them and uh, saying they're doing it for their benefit and welfare, when in fact what they're doing it is to poison them and control them and manipulate them. Well, hmm. People live in hell and don't even know it. Yeah, I mean, some of us just, we, hell is just a mental place, right? I know, I think hell is a pretty fun place. Um, hey, Tom, go look up that song by Wax. Um, what the fuck is the name of it? Oh man, was it black and white video? Cause he goes, uh, cause living in hell. Cause he was talking about heaven and hell. There's a lot of talk going on about heaven and hell, and clearly it seems like hell, heaven would be a pretty boring place. So what do we do here in hell? We up the ante and make it funnier. And it's become so the humor is now become almost uh, I still don't want to use the word globally, even though I kind of have stuck most of my chips into the pot that the world is probably flat, and at least the realm that we live in looks that way to me. um, but I still like to use the word globally. I don't know, really push that ball on people, right? Was it ball? Oh yes, there. Mm. Is anybody in here? 7 people in here now. Do you know anybody that thinks that what is occurring is truthful? It's good. It's okay. Do you know anybody, or they just kind of go along with like don't? Here's the thing: is n- I'm not trying to rock a boat. The boat, they're trying to break it, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop doing that. And and everybody else is like, no, just let them continue. Like we're all in the same boat together, and they're sitting there trying to capsize a boat, and everybody's going, oh yeah, yeah. You feel like there's no way. You gotta believe a little bit. Believe in the goodness of the world, despite all of the nonsense that's occurring. Hmm. Hmm. See, I could choose to believe that out of the 7 people in here, there could be. I could choose to believe there's way more. I could choose to believe there's only one or two. I could choose to believe that 3 people gave me my thumbs up, or I could choose to believe that there's thousands. I could choose to believe, if I wanted to believe it, that Bill uh, Gates and the great, glorious Doctor Fauci are listening to me right now, and they're like, are they going? I don't think they have time for me. I don't know. Would they? I'm not saying anything that everybody else doesn't already think. I don't know. Like, or maybe nobody's listening to me. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, no. Yeah, I knew all about that segment. That's funny. Yeah, it's rather crazy. But uh, what's up? I'm a um. Yeah, I guess so. This is why I wondered about people that are adopted. Where do they come from? Who? Why? What is that about? I don't know. The people that are rich, or they just don't want to get, they don't want to give up all their big houses and their imaginary facsimile of people. Yeah, magic is used by everyone, and they're for all to access for those who are conscious enough to obtain mastery over it. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you a little bit. I agree with you on the magic is used by everyone. Yes, money has a sigil magic. Yes, this is all correct. The only thing I disagree with is then why are we? Then why would people? Why would anyone choose to use um, what seems to be? They're not. It doesn't seem like they're using magic. It seems like they're using technological gadgets to overpower people, and it doesn't seem like who would do that ever. I don't get it. Like if magic is to be used by all freely, properly, you can use black magic, white magic, full spectrum magic. But how is it that they're using it not to assist and help humanity? Because apparently everything that we can see that's occurring, it seems like they keep uh, trying to do things that are filthy, disgusting. Like you don't need to suck someone's blood. You don't need to cut off their genitals. You could just, you know, oh, I don't know, drink clean water, drink your piss, drink some juice, have a beer, eat something that's a fruit or vegetable. Like that seems to be good enough, right? Even if you had to, if you wanted to, you can go slaughter all of the animals. Who would really want to do that? I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know about the idea of the magic. It starts with awareness of the universal laws. There is no universal laws. There is one law, and self-control of your thoughts and emotions. This outcome depends on the will and intent of the creator. Um, uh, I'm not really. No. Who? How can you have control of your thoughts and emotions? Where do your thoughts arise from? Are they yours? Do you just allow them to pass through? I don't find a problem with feelings and emotions. I think more people should have feelings and emotions. What you said, that last part, it seems very robotic to me. You must have control of your feelings and emotions and thoughts, and that's not how the world really functions. And these people that have apparently the most of the monies, most of the sigil magic, they seem to uh, revel in their own insanities. I don't. It doesn't. I haven't met a lot of people that use magic in very good ways, and I'm like, well, what? Why, if magic is used by everybody, are there people that are not not using magic in everyone's favor? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. So yes, I agree with most everything you said there. I just don't agree with the one aspect of the magic thing that you're talking about. Hmm. I wonder what most people think self-control is. And what is that? What is how does that work? Is that tantra? Is that Taoistic? um, hmm. I'm still wondering about uh, still wondering about uh, the questions that I present at the beginning of this video that people won't decide not to answer. Um, hmm. Are there reptilian bloods behind them? Are there hexagrams and queen bees and things that are telling men what to do? What was the question? Well, there's a few of them. Do you know anyone that thinks what um, the the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is what they're doing is good for the world? Does anyone really believe that what the doctor Fauci? Do you know anybody that believes what they're saying, or are they just going along with it? Hmm. Hmm. Does anyone? Do you know anyone? I get the feeling that some people do think that they're being helpful, but I don't think mostly people. I don't think most people that are controlling their own thoughts and controlling their emotions. I don't think any of them would really um, agree with what those people are doing. You know, people. Here's why most people will agree with them, because they have friends or family members that are doctors, and they go, but they're a good person. Yeah, good person. So what? That doesn't. That does. What validates that? Good people that um, chop up humans' bodies and won't tell them about the first thing about how the body works, because they don't know. So you can't really not blaming them, just saying their doctorate, their PhD, their that they receive is from um, if there is a dark evil occult, it's from that. It's not. I mean, is it useful? Is it productive? Oh, time! How dare you even try to argue on Facebook? I've only heard that that's not the place to talk to anybody about anything. Well, here the thing is, I don't. Oh, this is. Let's bridge this. Let's breach. Let's get into this really deep here. I don't really necessarily believe in good or evil myself, um, because everyone has the capacity to do good or whatever. There is no such thing as right and wrong, good and evil. I don't really see that, but there is a way to get out of grayscale and black and whites and into like, all right, well, I could say to me, everything is E prime, even with what I'm saying right now. That there is a slight possibility, small chance, that Fauci and Gates are actually really good people, and they're doing something that they wholeheartedly believe is helping people, and also it actually will help people. I, I, I I could be wrong about this, but if I'm gonna go with my head, my heart, and my nuts, it's all kind of steering me to. I don't think. I think they. I think that they have more interest in money than they do, like dollars, than they do in having sense. You know what I'm saying? Like senses. Uh, Sigma, yes, yeah. There's a lot of there's people that they buy into the narrative. Uh, you've seen a reptilian with wings and a Sasquatch for real? Hey, Afro man. Is that because of my Instagram post the other day where somebody made the accusation that I was a reptile, and it was a video explaining how I'm a reptile or something, and then they called me and then hung up on Instagram, and so I called them back a bunch of times and they wouldn't answer. I was like, well, what did you call me for? Why did you call me a reptile? I mean, I don't really have a problem with that. Like, okay, sure, fine. If you need me to be, if that's what you think. It's got to be power or something. See, I'm going with it's or something. The or something. I don't. Maybe because most of my life has lived in a kind of I don't know. I'm a Gemini, so I have my humbleness, and then I also have obviously what would appear as aggression or whatever. I don't know. It's not like not. I'm not. I don't know. Maybe it's because I just see things in a little different way. I don't see what the sort like why do people want more power? I don't get it. Like you have all of the money, all of the stuff. You can have anything you want. And what the confusing part to me uh, is the thing to me that's confusing is the Bill Gates and his husband or wife. See, I don't know why. How could you have that many billions of dollars and not just get you know some fine thing on your arm? Why would you? What is that? I don't know. I mean, to each their own, obviously, but um, with that kind of apparent magic and power and money, I just couldn't imagine not sharing that. Could you imagine how big does your house have to be? Like how much room? What do you need? And at that point, with that many billions of currencies, pesos, dollars, you've been on other planets and realms for 10 or 20 minutes. No shit. Um, I have occasionally. I don't know. I don't know if 10 to 20 minutes. Like that's a bit. Um, like enough to read the books and know the language, or were you there and in physical body like this and using telepathy? Were you there like that? Hmm. I think we were talking about this a few days ago. What's that book that they're like, hey, does anybody know where this book is from? They couldn't figure it out, and I was like, trying to figure out the language and the plants and things, and I was like, obviously that's from Venus. you know, if Venus exists in I think it's on this realm, but just over there a little bit. I think it's the you go through the our sun portal into the sun. Or I mean, you got the sun and the moon on every dimension. Sometimes two suns, sometimes three moons, sometimes which is the different access points. Sometimes you access them through the stars. Sometimes it's just your mind. But yeah, I was pretty sure that was all from Venus. I forget what the name of the book is. Like I don't. It's called the Vonich manuscript. There you go. Got it. Anybody know that one? Uh, if you see me, keep looking over here because I'm watching. I don't know whatever's happening on the television. I figure if you guys get to look at me, I can also look at something because sometimes I've looked at myself enough. Well, 36 in here. I think I'm gonna dip pretty soon, unless you all want to dive into some other things. But it's been fun. It's been fun chatting. Hope you all enjoyed the sound of my voice. Stay well. Be weird. Have a wonderful time. And I will talk to you all soon. Toodles.